what's going on, everybody? It's that boy Jeff, the Young Black Geek, and we're talking chapter 34 of My Hero Academia entitled Victory or Defeat. And alright, so I'm growing to really like Shoto as a character because of the interactions with his dad, Endeavor. And Endeavor is probably the worst anime or manga parent. Just finishing this chapter, man, like this was an outstanding chapter, probably an 8 out of 10 chapter, just because the fight was actually a worse fight than Midoriya, which I thought like Midoriya had more. That fight could have been a better fight, but this one was worse in that Zero caught him at the worst time. But to start this off, Endeavor, for a while, Son Goku had been the worst anime parent or manga parent, terrible companion, if we're being honest. Like, just outstanding with the hands and what he stands for, but horrible parent. Endeavor's worse. Endeavor's worse. I feel like he doesn't understand how to have a relationship with his son at all. And the interaction between those two is so... You can feel the tension. I'm sure, like, in that universe, you can feel the tension between them. Because you like, get the tension vibes from reading it. Where Endeavor's only thing he ever talks to him about is surpassing All Might and what it takes to be a better hero. And you have to use what I gave you along with what you got from your mom. Mind the wording. What I gave you and what you got from your mom. As in, like, he wasn't gifted from both of them. Because Endeavor has this superiority complex. I mean, even with, like, the way he talks about surpassing All Might. Where it's like his entire drive was to be number one. And that's not a negative. The drive to be the best at something isn't a negative. It's when it becomes an obsession. And he is completely obsessed. And when it didn't work out the way he wanted to, then he was like, okay, didn't work out my way, so... Plan B, I'll have a son and I'll train him myself and I'll make sure that he has 2 strong quirks and he'll do what I couldn't do. I'll make that my mission to make sure this man isn't number one. If I can't do it, I'll have a hand in someone else doing it. And so this back and forth goes where he endeavors just grilling Todoroki about being better, and you could have ended the cavalry battle way faster than you did, and you could have done this, but instead you want to play around with them like kids. And so he's like, I don't need you. Like, I don't need you to tell me that I just won the event. I don't need your powers to succeed. Like, I've gotten this far without ever using your powers in battle or in training. Like, he only uses ice. He only uses his right. And so, like, Endeavor's like, that's fine, because eventually that's going to fail. Like, eventually, you'll realize that you need me. And when you do, I'll be right here waiting to go ahead and let you know what you did wrong. And so, he's pissed, because every 14-year-old who gets told they're wrong is pissed, especially when your dad's a horrible dad. And so Zero comes out and he's like, oh yeah, don't worry. I don't really think, I didn't come here to win, but I definitely didn't come here to lose, so let me sling you out real quick. And the truth of the matter is if you're about to fight somebody and they apologize to you, boy, there's an issue coming. You about to get that work. He's like, sorry about this. Blam. Sends an ice shock so strong, it shoots out of the stadium. Bro, that's... Out of the stadium? One attack. And so, he was like, I'm sorry, bro, that was a little bit of overkill, don't you think? And he was like, my bad, I took it too far. Let me help you out. Like, you just caught me at a bad time. I was in a bad mood. It's like, oh, bro, if this what he's coming with, like, with just the ice, if he ever does decide to use that fire, hey, he might have a claim for number one down the line. Like on down the line. It's gonna be a minute. Cause we already saw that like in the moment he wanted to turn the flames on a la Johnny Storm, Midoriya like waved his arm over his left hand real quick and put his fire out. So if Midoriya can do it, we know All Might can definitely do it. And I'm sure there's plenty of other cold folks that can keep him from ascending to the top just like that. But he smashed on Zero real quick. Everybody starts telling Zero like, good try. You did good. I mean, you just got a bad draw. But the other part of this that was very that I found enjoyable to read was the first half of this chapter, which is the interaction between Shinzo and Midoriya. And Shinzo also interacting with the crowd, or we get to hear like the crowd's vibes on getting more understanding of his quirk and of his personality some. Where he's talking to Midoriya. Midoriya asked him, why do you want to be a hero? And he said, which I thought was an outstanding response, and it connects to a lot of people and what people want to do when they grow, where he's like, we don't get to choose what we greatly admire. Honestly, which is why I do YouTube videos. And I mean, I've been extremely inconsistent since we moved, and I'm trying to get more consistent as I'm going. But like my whole thing of doing YouTube videos came from guys like Brago Diaz and King of Lightning, Kryptonian Saiyan, Sawyer 7 Mage, like Rogers Base. There's so many like dope YouTubers, even on to like the shoe guys I watch, like Mike Rich and T Ward, YFHB. Who else? Who else do I watch? Sneaker Life, Crew Kicks and Crew TV, which is Kaisa Omar, like Fomer Simpson. There are so many dope YouTubers that inspired me to start wanting to do YouTube and to create content to be able to share my voice and opinion and do it on things that I enjoy. Like all of those guys are great YouTubers because they're making content on what they enjoy, and because I enjoy so many different things, like that's what caused me to get here. And so Shinzo's like, we don't choose what we greatly admire. Like that's why I want to be a hero, because I admire those who are heroes. And Midoriya, that's why Midoriya's where he is. Like his admiration of like, I want to be able to go save people is what led him down the path he's on right now. Then we hear other people are talking like, Shinzo, like, you're so strong, and the spectators are an interesting group, period. Like the people who sit in the stands, the couch coaches or armchair coaches, or all the people who can tell you from not in the position you're in, but they can tell you what you're doing wrong. They're all like, how did UA like leave a kid like this in the general studies course? And man, with a quirk like that, they should give him in the hero course quick, or he'll turn to a villain. And he's like, man, I get it, like that could be a villainous quirk, and my appearance can even come off a little villainous, and like most people assume that about me when they meet me, but that's not me. Like that's not me. I want to be a hero. And so he starts talking to Midoriya, and Midoriya, they have this back and forth, and it clicks that Midoriya is responding to him. He's like, oh, like he got me. And so he goes on to tell him like, yeah, most people do that. Like most people do that when after talking to me, like after they've been around me, they start like jumping when they talk to me and stuff, and I don't pay it no mind no more. But just do me a favor and don't lose in a sorry way. Like if you don't win this all, at least don't go out like a hoe. I mean, for lack of a better term, don't go out weak if you're going to go out. And then he's like, oh, and one more thing, I'll be a hero that surpasses you all. I'm like, bro, Shinzo, although Horikoshi has a lot of other characters on his plate to develop. I want Shinzo in the hero course. I want him in the hero course, like, and I think he would thrive well in Class A just because he would add another element of someone who has the drive to be number one. Not the drive to be a great hero or to be a hero that can save you in this kind of specific situation, but he wants to be number one. And to have another person to the other 4 or 5, depending on where Momo stands, another person to go with Kirishima, who's ascending to be the number one hero in the manliest way possible. That's him. And Bakugo, of course, and Shoto, well, which is interesting because I feel like he wants to be number one to be able to tell his dad he did it in his own way. Which is fine. I mean, it's out of spite, but at least it's a drive to be number one. And of course, Midoriya, who wants to do it to be able to give thanks to the people who helped him get where he is. I think Shinzo would fit in well in that kind of dynamic. Honestly, I feel like he'd be great at it. Lastly, I saw in the last chapter where Midoriya had the vision, and there was 8 set of eyes. He says 8 or 9, but I just read like these 2 chapters in, so there was 8 set of eyes. One of them had like the bangs that All Might has when he's not swole All Might, and so I was sitting here thinking like, that's interesting. That's interesting that they have like his eyes there and his hairstyle, like very, it's all outlined. You know, there's no like pure drawing of it, but you see that those are the past users of One for All, like the past torch bearers, for lack of a better term, the people that have had the quirk, that have been able to pass it on. And All Might goes on to explain to him that that's not what woke you up. Like, that's not what shook you back out of it. But the fact that you can see it means that you're actually, like, becoming more adept at using and getting used to the quirk. And for a while, he had said that he'd been using, like, either 5 or 8%, I don't remember, of All for One's capacity. Or One for All's capacity. Yeah, One for All's capacity. I don't know where I got All for One. One for All's capacity, he'd been using like 5 or 8% is what his body could handle. And maybe this vision is like what jumpstarts him to be stronger, which would be great because now we understand that he's going up against Shoto, so maybe he just got a power boost, and Shoto's pissed at the world right now because his dad's been pissing him off. And so maybe we're finna get a knockout fight in well, it won't be the next chapter, but when they finally square up in the next round, maybe that's where we're headed. Horikoshi's at it again, man. I'm highly excited for this. Football season's here, so I'm excited for that. It's the weekend, so I'm excited to not be at work today or tomorrow. It's just a great day, man. My dog's been chill all day. My wife's gone to work, so I'm big chill. It's just solid, man. Today's been solid. Everybody stay positive, stay up. Comment section below. Let me know if y'all were prepared for that attack that Shoto had. I was not prepared for that attack that Shoto had. So let me know like what your thoughts were when he dropped that attack, because that's crazy. Besides that, once again, 8 out of 10. Peace. Catch you guys tomorrow.